Now, you may or may not know this, but back in the day, I used to be an engineer. And one of my roles was to design the first pure 3G mobile phone network in the UK. It was a really exciting project to be part of, and I was so excited for the challenge. It was real cutting edge stuff then. We were going back to, the early 2000s here. If you followed my work on leadership for any time, you'll have heard me define legendary leadership as creating a space for everyone to be at their best. And this is the story of what can happen when leaders don't do that. You see, I had a manager who was technically brilliant at being a radio frequency engineer, which is quite a specialised thing. He knew the details of his craft, and it was that had put him in the running for leading a team of engineers just like him. But his technical brilliance was not what makes a great leader or manager. He was great at finding technical solutions, but he was a completely inflexible communicator, coupled with the fact that he seemed genuinely terrified of doing something wrong with having a female engineer in his team. And that was something that he'd never experienced before. So that inflexibility and fear combined to make an environment that was anything but supportive for me. And it meant that no matter what I did, I felt like I couldn't achieve. Now, that was hugely damaging for me because one of my core values is to achieve and to contribute and do a good job. And the environment I was in wasn't allowing me to do that. I didn't fit the mold of his engineer, so I always felt like I was less than or not good enough. I felt like I was slipping backwards and not doing a good job, and that was playing havoc with my mindset. And to be honest, it got really serious and I got quite unwell. But it was this experience that completely ignited my passion for coaching, communication, and leadership. And so I'm really thankful for it today, even though at the time it was really a true low point in my life. I wanted to share it with you today because I think we have an idea of what a poor leader looks like, and that being something as being bold or brash or selfish or some sort of bullying. But that wasn't the case with my manager. My manager was a man who deeply wanted to do a good job, but he hadn't been given the skills. He hadn't been given the tools. He hadn't been placed in an environment where he could be his best. And that led to me having the experience that I did. So leadership is an art in itself, and leaders need to be given the right tools to step up and be the best that they can be too. So not all bad leaders are bullies.